dashboard.
You know why? There's a slight delay.
All right, it sounds like this is actually working.
Excellent.
Welcome to anybody who is watching. This is going to be a commentary broadcast for a match between players who go by capi3101 and DodoBirb in the Homeworlds Live Winter League tournament 2021. This is the first tournament of this kind, and this is the first time that we've tried doing a broadcast of this kind either, so there will be some hiccups and things on the way. This is exciting.
It should be fun.
I am the one who is running the stream, and I may be providing some commentary as well. My name is Jonathan. I use the screen name Babamots. This is my YouTube channel that you're watching this on, presumably. Steve, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you. Yes, I go by Steve. Stevie Sasquatchy is the name you'd see on the Homeworlds Live site. So that's me, and I'll hopefully make this entertaining to listen to.
And I go by the last 19 digits of pi. Like, that's actually my name, although it just shows as last 19 pi on the thing, because my thing, the interface doesn't really work well with 19 character names. So, but I am the person who coded the Homeworlds Live site, so I have actually not had very much chance to play real games on it, or do commentary or watch other people's games, so this is kind of interesting for me.
Well, we do have about a half hour until, I believe, our match begins. Is that correct?
Yes. So, Cappy and DodoBirb have let us know through the Discord channel that they are delayed, and they won't actually be playing themselves for another half an hour. So, my plan at the moment is to do something else. We can either talk about how to use the website, or
That'd be good.
we could even play a game for anybody who happens to be watching here. And just a second here, I'm going to try.
I like that very much. We could definitely do a demonstration game for the first 30 minutes. It might give Pi a few chances at the site that he's created.
Sorry, what's going on?
Well, I am adding. I'm trying to be all savvy with my. Oh, darn.
You want me to set up a room in the lobby, or?
Yeah, I am trying to add a little text box that will inform viewers of the delay, if in case somebody tunes in while we're in the middle of something else and they don't understand what's happening.
On the fly, live. We can do this.
Yes. Okay, I am. My text box is my text box is upside down, and I could not tell you why.
No, it's perfect.
Well, if it were me, I might just use the web inspector to put a message on the screen itself. But then again, that would disappear. So, yeah, I don't know. So is it going to be like?
How do you like that?
I don't see anything different.
So if you are watching the stream on YouTube, then you should see some white text at the bottom of the screen saying tournament match will begin at 10:30 p.m. New York time.
Oh, there.
And it's
good.
just appeared on my wife's screen, so very good. All right.
There's probably a delay.
Feeling fancy.
Should we do a little demo game for fun?
Sure.
Whom would you like to play, me or Pi?
I don't mind. I mean, it's for demonstration. It's not.
Okay, I will join you. All right, so
Excellent.
I will talk a little bit about the. I just missed my chance. I should have been talking
we
about
can-
what I was
let's go
clicking
back
on
to
to
the lobby.
talk about the interface. Oh, you know what? Let's cancel. Let's cancel and,
Yeah,
and do this
absolutely.
again.
Let's go back to the lobby. Let's
Okay,
just,
so I'm going to click leave game and then go back to the lobby. Okay, so here I am on the lobby page, and there is a notification here.
I
I'm
should
going to go ahead.
recreate it.
I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that. All right. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and create
I'll
it?
start
I
one
think if I were to click on create a game instead, then it would be a little more obvious what was going on. So this might be the confusing thing to some people. So Stevie has just created a game. He has not invited anybody particular to it, so I can click on this bar, and it'll take me to this game, and I can see who's in it and the time control. And now I'm going to click on join game. And Stevie presumably clicked on something that said something like join game or start game. Now I need to click on confirm I'm ready to actually allow the game to begin. And Stevie must have done the same, because here we are with the game beginning. And Stevie's going
Absolutely.
first.
Oh, wait, it's already starting?
Well, just for
This is
fun. So let's do something crazy. I like this lemon lime. See how you want to respond to it. If you want, you're gonna, as second player, going to be able to create the size of our universe,
Yes.
basically.
I'm
Let's
good.
see if it's going to be a microverse, because I know you like a Gemini medium. Is that correct?
It's something I have just started to experiment with. I wouldn't say that I like it or dislike it just yet. But I think... so I'm going to be talking about how to use the interface a little bit as I go. So in order to pick my Homeworld stars, I clicked on the 2 stars that I thought I wanted, and then the followed by the ship that I think I want, and then if I change my mind and I decide that I don't like that, I can hit reset turn, and it'll take me back to the beginning. And I will... But I think I will actually stick... No. All right, this will be...
It'll be fun. It's for demonstration.
It will be a little faster if we play this way.
Oh, this is... So the homeworlds are connected to each other,
Yep.
and they're both connected to small systems.
Yes.
And each other.
And
That's what I
together.
said.
We are in a microverse.
So I
And Bababots, or Jonathan, would you like to talk more length at what that means to the game?
So if we have a universe of this kind, since I only have medium stars and he only has large stars, our homeworlds will be connected to each other. This usually means that the game will be a little bit shorter, and especially we both have to be very, very careful about what we do, because ships can move direct from one homeworld to the other, and so the ships from... If Stevie makes a small mistake, I may be able to move in just one ship from my homeworld and really mess up his day. And vice versa. So we'll both have to be careful.
Fun. It'll be fun.
So, in the interest of explaining the website as we're going, because the site is trying to warn me that I may have done something unwise. You have picked 2 stars of the same size. Your homeworld will be connected to more systems, which can make it easier to be invaded. That's true, and I know it, and I accept the consequences, and I'm going to hit end turn.
Excellent. So I will do the standard only thing I really can do. If I switch my color, it'd be unwise of me.
Only really one choice there.
Really one choice.
I just want to say something about the warnings. The end turn button actually has 4 different colors: green, purple, orange, and red, depending on the severity of the situation. So, like, red means you're, like, probably going to lose right away if you end your turn. Purple means it's like kind of iffy, but only orange and red warnings will actually like block you from ending the turn until you'd have to confirm that you really want to. So, like,
Right.
for example, I think if you have 3 ships of the same color, that's an orange warning.
Okay. So Stevie, presumably when he made his last move, got a warning about him having 3 ships of the same color in his homeworld.
Yes, I would, but I think I don't know if my warning box seems to be checked, but I don't recall if it did. I may have unchecked it at one point, and maybe it's not making it as much of an issue right now. Oh, I made a mistake. I should have gone to a small. I just distanced my ship that I moved out, and I wanted to keep it closer. So that was not an ideal move on my.
I mean, it does mean it's less likely that he'll be invading your stuff, so.
I'm going to do this because it might seem. Right now, it's safe.
So I have not been explaining what I'm doing with the interface very much as we've been playing. To make your moves, you
Actually,
typically
that was not a good choice of mine. Sorry.
click on the piece that you want to do something with, and in this case, so I'd like to trade my small yellow for a different color. So I clicked on the ship, then I can click on trade. You see that I have other options here. So in order to build a ship, you click on a ship that is of the color that you wish to build in that system. And so if I wanted to build a Y2 here, then I would do that. But I don't wish to build a Y2 there at this time, because if I did, then Stevie would probably move his little yellow direct from his homeworld to my homeworld for a 4 yellow overpopulation, declare the catastrophe, and we'd lose all those ships, and he'd be up 1 ship and some tempo, because he would have his ship spread out, so he would get the better of that deal. So I'm not going to do that. So my most reasonable moves, I think, are to spread out my my yellows, or to trade one of my yellows for a blue. I think I'd like to actually trade it for a red. I'll just see what happens. And of course, after I clicked on the trade button, then I clicked on the piece in the bank that I wanted to trade it for.
Absolutely. Now that is good, because I made a small error that I wish I had done a little differently, but I'm going to have to, once one person gets a gun, the other person needs to as well, as the saying goes. So I'll trade the blue for a red at this location.
So Stevie's worried, and I hoped he would be, that I would move my large green to his home system on my next move, ready to sacrifice my little red to take over one of his ships, preferably his large ship, on my turn. And so he's going to prevent me from being able to do that by getting a red, and so if I moved my big green to his homeworld, then he'd sacrifice his little red to attack me. And so that is no longer a good plan for me.
Yes. You had the opportunity to steal my large and then dominate, but
I didn't want to.
even if it would have left your homeworld with only small ships,
Yeah.
it would have been worth it.
Let's see what to do now. So one thing about this game is that it often takes a long time, and so we may. There's a chance we'll be. If we don't hurry, we'll still be playing when DodoBirb and Cappy start. So I'm just going to try to play faster.
Yes, I'm not going to, I will also endeavor to not delay.
Here's a question about the stream. Do you hear a little click when I mute my microphone? I'm going to do it right now.
I do not.
You didn't hear some little clicks just now?
I did not.
Okay, well that's good. Hopefully those aren't coming across on the stream either.
Oh, John? On my computer, it sounds like.
My wife, who is watching the stream itself, was telling me that she can hear a little bit of a difference when I mute and unmute.
Oh, interesting.
Well, let's see. I'll go out there and discover green and see what that does for us.
Nice. Yes, distribute your yellow so you can build a larger yellow. Definitely makes sense to me because I kept my yellow within striking distance. So if you did create a medium yellow, it would then be obviously I could go in and make a catastrophe. So that was a wise choice. I would believe that you would have done that. I was going to hopefully capitalize a bit on that as well.
There's something I'm noticing about this position, although because I'm not sure if I want to really say it because it might interfere, and that would be a violation of the Prime Directive.
Well, this is more of a demonstration game. I mean,
yeah, it's true.
But yes, now the case might become whether or not we're trying to not be close to having our own populations being overpopulated. So if we look to make sure that we can get a location so that we don't get overpopulated when we want to grow those larger yellows.
Ooh.
Yes, interesting. Now, he wants to sacrifice his red to capture my small red, which of course would be a great way to, to get rid of my red capability. Absolutely. Now, the question is it worth it to me to ignore it or not? I'm thinking I'm going, ooh, that's difficult. What I all right.
Oh.
Yep.
You sacrificed a small yellow to move the red back home.
Yes.
That is interesting because I saw something that Babamots could have done that now doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. What were you thinking his objective was? Because I didn't want to let him have the red, or to remove the red from my, ability. And I was hoping to have a red back at home at some point.
See, I think if I were in Babamot's shoes and you had just traded your small blue for another red, then Bababots could have ignored your red, sacrificed his large green, and built a Y2 and two Y3s.
That was my intention. If he had, for example, built another red, I would have ignored it.
Yeah. Now that you got rid of that small yellow.
So Babamots is moving in to be able to get a third ship in there, so he could get 3 yellows to destroy the yellow at my home world, is the ideal I believe that he would like. I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to hope to avoid that bullet.
Let's see.
No, he's set up to.
This is definitely for you to describe.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
so Stevie could sacrifice his medium yellow to move both of his reds into my home. That would be 4 pieces in my home, including a star. We would. He'd declare the catastrophe. I'd lose my star. We'd both be completely out of red. But he would be quite low on ships. He would just have 2 ships. He'd be in the same position he was at the end of his second turn.
So I may not do so.
I'd have the positional advantage there for sure.
Yes, you would.
Or rather, the material advantage, whether losing a star is worth all that or not, is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, Cappy's in the lobby.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I'd just as soon not have that happen. Let's see. Oh, no, not to there, huh? Mm-hmm, indeed. Okay. Well, I'll move my little red to a, let's say, no. What do I want to do? Well, it'll make the game faster.
Nice.
Whatever else happens, this is
There we go.
this changes things up. We'll see what this does.
It definitely does. All right. That definitely will change things up quite quickly. All right, well, let's make this a quick game, shall we? Oh no! Oh, I hit the.
Well,
Do you pass for a quick sec, or do you want to do the sacrifice for me?
Stevie has made a mistake that is easy to make on the site, which is he did not actually trigger the catastrophe. So he moved in his 2 little ships, and so what he wanted to do was click on one of these red pieces and hit the cause a red catastrophe button. Now, if I were feeling bloodthirsty, I would not help him here. I would so this is important. I would.
Go ahead and demonstrate it, and then undo your turn.
I would sacrifice my little red to capture one of his little reds. Now he's got no way to. He can take one of my. He can capture one of my ships, which would be very annoying of him. But there's nothing he can do to continue to build here. But that's not what he'd wanted to do. It's still pretty annoying to have enemy ships in your home. But I'm going to go ahead and.
It would have been yes. So.
Do this for him because I am feeling benevolent.
And it also demonstrates.
I thought. I'm gonna just say I thought I put in a warning that made it so that must be a bug. I'll have to fix because I thought I put a warning that would say if you don't have
An untriggered catastrophe.
Yeah, I thought so.
I would be in favor of that. Well, he's brought over a little blue, and I don't know what that little blue's plan is. But I'm going to trade for a red because I don't like him.
Ooh.
That was a bad choice of mine.
Ooh. Ooh. This will be interesting.
keep you a
Well,
little
this
more
is
busy.
this is gonna this okay. This is a very cool move. I like this. So
There we go.
I am going to. So all Stevie's got is blue, and he can move one more blue into my home on his next turn, which is pretty annoying. But I think it's going to be too late for him because I'm going to sacrifice for 2 moves.
Yes.
I'm going to move 2 larges into his home.
And now that you have the red, you're going to be able to capture both my ships.
And so while he could, Stevie can't trade for yellow to destroy my 2 larges because the 2 sizes of ships that he's got at his home are small and large, and there are only medium yellows available. That's cool.
My last move was a blunder. What I should have done last turn was to trade my large blue for the red, the large red, so that I could have at least captured. But he still had 2 yellows to move in, so he would still have been able to bring in 2 large ships. So even though I could only have captured one if I sacrificed my red, or I couldn't have sacrificed my red 3 because I would have no 3 to capture large ship. I could only have captured one of his 2 yellows, and so his sacrifice of his red 2 would have then captured back his large yellow and my red large, and he would have won the game that way. So I made a blunder earlier in this game, and that was the right move to end this before the 7:30 mark.
West Coast.
All right, my turn. I'm going to sacrifice my red to capture all of the ships in my opponent's homeworld, which is a nice thing to do. And that's it. So
excellent.
That's how a game looks sometimes.
I thought that was a nice demonstration.
Yeah, that worked out really well, and just about at the right time.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask my wife real quick. How does the? Can you see the pips all right on the ships? Okay, so the stream quality, I guess, is good enough for people to see what's happening.
You could turn on size blind mode if you wanted.
That is a good point. So,
although,
yeah, why don't you demonstrate the different options there with the visuals that you can change?
So I've just reloaded the game. And I'm going to show there is colorblind mode where the ships will have these symbols on them to make it a little easier to see what powers they have.
Yeah, they're coming into the we're heading into the lobby, I believe they're starting.
Very good. Okay.
So let's take a look at their game.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And here's size blind mode. If you couldn't see the pips, then this would be the mode to use. But I think it's probably not what we'll do unless. Okay,
yeah.
Let's see. Things have just changed a little bit. I clicked on Homeworlds Live. That took me to that home page. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. They're about to begin, so let's get the viewership going.
All right. So once a game has begun, you can observe a game by clicking on one of these links that is made out of the person's name here in the lobby. All right. So my plan is to step back, and Pi and Stevie, you can commentate this game, and I will just watch.
Okay, so it looks like Cappy is starting out with I think this was called the Goldilocks homeworld.
Yes, it is. Because the medium-sized worlds is where it would travel to, because it has a large and a small, so it could travel to small. I believe that it looks like DodoBirb is playing an investor, where they can send ships to large stars to invest from the bank large pieces that they may try to reuse later if they get savvy.
Yeah, that's kind of an advanced thing. I have a tutorial that describes the investment strategy, but okay, so it looks like we're getting into a quick arms race because there's only 2 small reds in the banks. So when Cappy traded for it, DodoBirb had to also get into that, or they'd be frozen out of red.
And if Cappy can get somewhere a little bit closer to striking range, it would keep a little bit more of that grab for those larger reds that DodoBirb is definitely going to want to do. He's on the north view, I believe, for everyone. So Cappy is our south player, and DodoBirb, I believe, is coming from the top. The enemy's gate is down kind of position.
I'm surprised they haven't been building mediums yet.
I am too. I'm surprised they didn't start getting into the red mediums either, even if it was especially Cappy in the south position that doesn't have the built-in home defense system, the red star.
Okay, I guess now DodoBirb has a medium blue.
They both are capitalizing on the small star in each of each other's homeworld system to make a quicker grab at the larger size ships from there.
So DodoBirb has 3 blues and 3 reds in their homeworld, so they're really living it on the edge here. Okay, and they can't move, so DodoBirb's trading for yellow. This game's going by quickly. It's kind of hard to keep up.
I'm hoping that Cappy pulls a medium red and then moves his small red in striking distance to sacrifice his yellow 2 for a 2 move to destroy the overpopulation. That's what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah. But of course, now that DodoBirb has movement, they could just discover a system.
Yes, with the red, it's very likely for DodoBirb to try to get out of that reach, but I think it's wise for Cappy to pick up that medium red before too long. And hopefully Cappy will also move the small red out and keep it within at least striking distance. Hopefully, if he gets to a medium, he can either strike the large world, but we'll see what Cappy does. Okay.
What's the Cappy -0 thing?
I'm not sure which you're referring to. Zeros after to indicate that neither of them has won a game in this match yet.
Oh.
When one of them wins, I will put a 1 after, and at the end of the stream, I'll put it'll either be 1-1 or 2-0, or maybe there will be a draw, and one of them will get a 0.5.
Well, hopefully they both get a 0.5 in a draw.
Well, like 1.5 to 0.5 is possible.
Yes. But they would each have a 0.5 in a draw. One could have a 1.5 and the other could have a 0.5, or they could both just have 0.5. But, yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay. Right. Now the game itself is slowing down a bit.
Yeah, they're within a little more striking distance of each other. That I'm hoping that Cappy moves his small red to maybe join his medium yellow to help protect that world, but it looks like he'd rather have the red 2 within striking distance.
I mean, yeah, a red somewhere is sort of almost a red anywhere because you can sacrifice it if there's an invasion. So that's
yes, but that's true. But if, say, DodoBirb moved in, say, the red 2 into that world system, but and then it looks Cappy like he'd rather sacrifice one of the reds, red 2 to grab it distance. He could have then sacrificed his own red to grab it back, or yeah. In this case, they both had 2 reds, so I think it's more of a moot point. But the point is that if there's a red in the system, you don't have to sacrifice it. To take the attack. And you can still, of course, if you worry of an overpopulation of red.
Yeah. So there's that. So you have a situation where both the red and the blue are 1 medium, and then all the larges. Okay, so I was going to say it's kind of blocking things because neither one wants to build the medium. But it seems that because before DodoBirb's last move, both both people had 2 blues at their system, so they wouldn't be able to build a third. But we'll have to see if.
I think in some of Cappy's previous games that he's been not kept as a cautious eye on opening up the next tier of size ships. So we'll see how he plays through this. Now that DodoBirb is trying to disperse his fleet so that he can build more larger ships, he's looking at those large 3 ships and hoping to build them in his systems there. So it looks like Cappy's just a step behind the game on it, though.
Yeah, because what's probably going to happen here is, DodoBirb builds 1, Cappy builds 1, but then DodoBirb would get the third, and that would give him 3 larges to Cappy's 2.
That's exactly right, and I think I think it was Cappy's mistake to open up the 3s that soon without opening up a factory. If the small greens weren't gone, if he could have grabbed into that a little sooner, I don't know. We'll see. A factory being, for those newer players, is when you have the bank has been depleted far enough of the smaller greens where a large green could be built. You could sacrifice your green and rebuild. When you sacrifice a large green, you are giving yourself 3 grow possibilities, and one of those could be to regrow back that large green if you have a green ship at a system. But so far, it looks like both of them are only got the 1 large green, which is very rare for anyone who would pick a green ship. See, he just sacrificed it, but he's not going to be able to grow back the green. So we'll see if he keeps going with this. He's going to have a large red at home base, which he can trade back, but we'll see how this works for him. He's grabbing it, so there's at least.
I didn't see that.
He's definitely safe for now, and there goes the other one. I hope that switches back to a green 3. Well, that's.
Oh, but now DodoBird is still up 3-2 on larges, and is threatening to build an R3 at System 4, which is the one that has the large green system with all those ships. So, I guess I don't know. Cappy could trade out the small red at at his home world. That's a possibility, and that would block access to the red economy. But
that's a good point. I think that's a great move for Cappy to try to block that. I think that I'm almost tempted that even though those reds are very delicious, that it would overpopulate Cappy in the situations in either of his locations that DodoBirb could send in a red to overpopulate, because he would have 3 reds if he was to grow another red. So I think the wise choice is to try to get rid of his small red by trading it for a yellow, or not a yellow because that would be bad for his homeworld, but a green single pip. That would at least slow down the growth. But I'd be surprised if DodoBirb doesn't use the green to grow multiple reds as well. We'll see. But it's the homeworld, so I don't think he can do it there.
Yeah, he can't. He wouldn't be able to sack the G3 right away, because that would leave him with 3 reds at his home, and Cappy does have a Y2 to sacrifice. So
I'd like to see Cappy move one of his. I would almost suggest him to move one of his medium 2 reds to a large world, to be able to be within striking distance of the homeworld if a red was to be grown there. I mean, he definitely has. He has the yellow too to be able to put one there, but to disperse them so that he can grow both those large reds would be ideal for him.
What on earth?
Well, because DodoBirb is able to get that large red there without too much disturbance, because Cappy would have to destroy 3 of his medium ships to destroy the 2 ships of DodoBirb's fleet. star 4. He would have to destroy the yellow 2 pip at 3 to move in his 2 red double pips at 5 to get into star 4 to overpopulate it, and it would be too costly.
Oh dear! We just have an invasion. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Captain's trying an invasion. He's sending one ship at a time, though.
Well, I hope he sacrificed it. No, he did it. All right.
Okay. Because now DodoBirb has to attack the B3 because he can't just ignore that because otherwise Cappy would sacrifice a red and take over all his ships. So actually, this doesn't look very good for Cappy. Also,
Cappy moves in, does the sacrifice. I think it's worth it. He did not have to sacrifice his yellow 2 to be able to get that to happen. And now it's within striking distance of his 2 red ships. So DodoBirb needs to evacuate that red ship, either change it to a different color, which he can't unless he sacrifices the blue at 4, or he's got to move it out, or else Cappy can destroy his yellow 2 pip to move both his red ships into the homeworld and sacrifice it, which he should do anyway at this point.
He doesn't have enough. He won't have enough movement though. If he brings the 2 reds in now, then DodoBirb can
only capture 1, and the homeworlds aren't connected because they both have a small yellow. So I think he should move 1 red ship in by sacrificing his yellow 1 pip. I think he should sacrifice. Oh, but he can still not get both of them in.
Yeah. Ooh. I guess he could.
Yeah, he's gonna need to. I think he should. Oof. I would move the one. I'd move the red pip, the small red at the homeworld of Cappy's, to star 3. That's also within striking distance, and that way he could then send in, depending on what happens, he could send in 1 red ship into the homeworld, and if DodoBirb captures it, he sends the other 2 red ships in for the catastrophe.
Yeah, this is interesting. So the question is, can Cappy move like
I have a comment.
Situation?
If Cappy moves his small red, okay, well he's done something else. But if he had moved his small red to System 3, then DodoBirb he would do exactly what he's just done. He would invade System 3, and he would
have then moved that red from there. But so he's going to capture the yellow anyway. But yeah. So you're suggesting that he should have moved that red to a different.
He should have discovered a medium yellow system. Then he would be just about in a winning position, except that.
Now Cappy's going to have to probably evacuate his medium yellow.
No, that would have been a winning position. If back there he'd discovered a new medium yellow.
Now DodoBirb still has the possibility of making a catastrophe on those 2 reds at System 5.
Doesn't have the okay, yes, he could send both his reds in and catastrophe it, but yeah, I think Jonathan is correct that he should have had his small 1 red pip to a yellow star within striking distance of the homeworld. If he had a green, all he'd need to do is move in, like if he switched his large red 3 pip to a if he had that as a green, he could then grow enough. If he could, he's got to protect his yellow at this point, though.
The other problem with the green is that DodoBirb has the ability to capture both reds if they were to invade at once.
Yes, but that's fine if you can get that other red from. So if then he could sacrifice his yellow. Yes, if he uses his yellow 2 for that invasion, he wouldn't be able to get his other red in. But if he waits and moves 1, if he uses a single, if he destroys. So I think what Cappy's doing right now is he's destroying that 1 pip to move his yellow 2 pip in safe, to a different location. Well, it looks like if he captures that 1 pip by destroying his his single 1 pip. He should, at his homeworld, he should destroy the single 1 red pip to capture the 1 pip at star 9.
Yeah.
That's his.
That's also a good idea because I noticed that DodoBirb seems to be plotting a red invasion.
He is, and he's looking to come in and capture all the ships. I don't know if he's
a
got
red catastrophe.
I don't think Cappy's got enough time. He should have made his strike when he had time. I think he's going to lose it because now DodoBirb's going to move in a large ship into the homeworld or 2. If he moves in a red 3 pip and a green 3, well, no, because Cappy.
Because DodoBirb still has. Yeah, I think DodoBirb lost his opportunity to blow up the 2 medium reds because now if DodoBirb moves larges in, then okay, I'm not sure what he's doing with the large yellow, but if DodoBirb moved 2 large ships in, then Cappy could still sacrifice and take them both. Yeah,
now Cappy's got the game. He's got his red in there. He's within striking distance with his other 2 reds. Once he sacrifices that yellow 2 pip next turn, the game's going to be over. I think DodoBirb made a attempt coming in, but since Cappy had 2 red ships on other worlds, he could have saved an invasion happening in his homeworld by capturing away the danger, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it would have slowed him he would have had to have sacrificed. I think DodoBirb would have been best sending in 2 ships into the homeworld so that at least could have slowed this destruction. It would have put Cappy in a winning position back again. So it was very tough to
Yeah. Yeah, I think any attempts to try to invade Cappy's homeworld, I think that probably would not have worked. I think what you have to do in a situation where where you have, if you only have 1 star left, you really need to try to monopolize that color. So in this case, DodoBirb should have tried to get a lockdown on red, and when that didn't happen, he should have tried to destroy Cappy's reds to make it hard for
to get there. Absolutely. Yeah. So you
also could have tried to do a lockdown on yellow so that sacrifice wouldn't be possible. But yeah, so I guess good job to Cappy for taking advantage of that opportunity.
Absolutely.
I've heard it said about chess that oftentimes the winner is the next to last person to make a mistake. Okay, so now we're... Alright, so it looks like they're going to be playing a second game.
Yes, they should. Hopefully they're...
By the way, all of these games, Badmods, if you want to show that, all of these games are archived on the Homeworlds Live site.
Yeah, let me... I'm going to turn the cursor back on here.
Cappy.
So here on the site, you can click on Archive up here, and we can see the game that was just played, Cappy and DodoBirb, with Cappy winning. And we can click on View, and it at first takes us to the end state of the game, but you can click on Beginning here to go back to the beginning of the game, and then you can click through turn by turn. Sometimes the stars are a little slow to load. There we go. And if there's a really complicated turn, so for example here at the end, there was a whole lot of stuff that happened all at once, you can click Action to just see one action at a time. There's the yellow sacrifice, red move, red catastrophe.
Yeah, I like the choice between those of just bumping to turn by turn, and if you wait, what happened there? You can always just flip back by action, he's sacrificing this piece to make those moves. Got it.
Alright, so it looks like I see the room's been formed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm honored that there's been 133. Well, actually, it's not. It's not. This isn't the 133rd game because if you create a room and abandon it, oh, it looks like they started. But if you create a room and abandon it, then it doesn't recycle the number. So there's some gaps in the archive. But yeah,
numbers I want to make sure I get to use.
Okay, so it looks like DodoBirb is now going to be on the south,
Yes.
and they're starting with a.
So yeah, that is definitely an investor situation where he can invest into the large stars with a self-defense system built right in with the red, which DodoBirb favors from the games I've seen of his. That he prefers the blue-red rather than the blue-yellow or a combination with movement right away. It seems like DodoBirb looks to want to grow into yellow ships and not rely on the ship or the yellow at the home world, which is interesting. And that's an interesting choice for Cappy.
Yeah, that's weird. The thing I don't like about having a green star is that, like, especially if your opponent starts with a large green, you're not going to be able to build green in your home world, and they're probably going to try to get a jump on the green economy. So it's like if I were in Cappy's state, I would really be worried about losing my green star.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. It's an Achilles heel, to be sure. I've contemplated I actually prefer, as you saw in the demonstration, I kind of like the idea of the lemon lime beginning and using a blue ship. But definitely the Achilles heel of having a green star is that you can send in a ship into their homeworld and grow with their star. And that's a danger if they're looking to overpopulate you. If they just sent in two and know that if you can only capture one of them, that they can grow with the other one and keep, feeding those ships until they can overpopulate it. So this would be very well, I was saying it would be very interesting if while there was 3 red ships in the homeworld, if there was an easier way to get grow back up to a 3, if Cappy had a slight moment of thinking about throwing destroying that yellow to move a red in all the way to the other homeworld to sacrifice, but it would have set him back way too much power size in ships. But I'm curious if that
and it's connected to the homeworlds.
Well, they're not connected yet, but
But if DodoBirb's red star goes away, the homeworlds do become connected.
Absolutely, and so that is a danger to happen. Like, so right now, it's possible for Cappy to destroy that 3 yellow and get that red all the way down and destroy it, but then they're so close to each other, it would be Cappy or Dodo. I believe Cappy Bird's in the north at this time.
Cappy's north, yeah. In that case, on the last move, Cappy would have actually just lost immediately because he had 2 blues and the blue star, and DodoBirb would have been able to move his other blue in. So
right,
yeah,
so, yeah, that would have been devastating.
Yeah, well, let's stick with more realistic things for now.
See what they choose.
Okay. So it looks like we're having them. These 2 people seem to like to get jumps on the blue and the red economy.
No, I mean, especially I think it's because they each had those colors as one of their small star systems, and that way there's only 2 of those colors in the small in the bank. And so they can get to they can get to that second rank ship size sooner. And so I think that's definitely, and they know that if they build up that color, they might be able to send them in for some homeworld catastrophes.
Yeah, and of course you also know that you can't afford to get frozen out of any color.
No, well, depending on if you build a fast enough track to get into the larger ships that you can then trade over and
Yeah,
jump, and I've done that often where it's like you're going to try to freeze me out, but I'm already into the larger ships, so I'm not worried about it.
yeah. Okay, so DodoBirb is just building yellow.
And and as it seems now that now that DodoBirb is has went back to not having a lot of green on the board and using a lot of just his large ship at home as well as the stars that he visits, it looks like the green homeworld seems pretty safe for Cappy at this point.
Green Homeworld.
Is yeah, like as you were saying, the Achilles heel of having a green star in your homeworld
Yeah,
is a possibility over population, but right now it looks like a lot of stars are going to be built green to help populate all these other ships, and it may not
yeah,
be as much of a hindrance for a bit.
yeah. I mean, again, like if I were playing in Cappy's position, I might deliberately try to monopolize green just to make it harder. Or I mean, he won't be able to monopolize it, but at least try to get a lot of green ships built and green stars discovered. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not
especially
sure,
since
I'm not sure what Cappy's doing with all these yellow systems.
well, he wants to have that mobility, but which I guess since he's not really diving into the red economy, which he should by now, because the two pips, there's two pips in the red economy right now. He should be grabbing one of those and moving it out to a star, because
Might.
right now it's he should have, but he should also have another yellow other than his one large ship in the homeworld. He needs a second disposable yellow ship to move things around when things become drastic.
Yeah, that's true. But of course, if he builds a small yellow now, then that opens up the mediums. Okay, I would have definitely built
The red, yeah, I would have too, because I mean he should have, because then I mean right now his one red ship is his defense, and he needs to at least have a one disposable piece for any of the other stars that get invaded, as well as threatening to
yes.
invade in the homeworld if DodoBirb starts capitalizing on like the red again, which he will like very soon. And I'm
Ooh,
afraid Cappy's not in a good position to fight any of this because his only real movement is with that one giant yellow, and he doesn't have enough to start throwing ships around.
ooh.
There he goes.
Get two large blues though. That's going to change things.
Yes, it will.
Of course, he's going to have to trade one of them quickly, but
Well,
maybe not even
he'll
trade
have-
small.
yeah, he will definitely, or he could sacrifice them or his yellow to push them all into the homeworld.
No, that would not be good.
No, no, he's too. Yeah, he needs another large ship. He should definitely sacrifice one of them for green, or not sacrifice. I should say he should just trade it out for green, or they're taken up by stars. So he's
Yeah.
having a trouble with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could trade the small blue for a green.
Yes.
And DodoBird just doing nothing about it. Like, I feel like I would have at least, like, tried to do a move that might put pressure or something. But he's just.
Now is Cappy's chance to get some big red. If he gets that double red, then he has a real threat to putting in some stars into the his opponent's home base.
Well, but DodoBirb does have a medium red.
He does have a medium red, but as it is, you're right. Yes, he does have the medium red. But I wouldn't suggest necessarily throwing the two largest in yet until at least he needs some yellow, and he should swap out. I would suggest that he swaps out that large blue for a large red or a large yellow to get some serious mobility going on.
Yeah.
And grow back that blue. He should grab a yellow so that he could overpopulate the other star at 3 if need be, by sending a small blue over there.
Yeah.
If his opponent was to grow it. I'm just worried that with his one, I think with having the small blue at the homeworld is a mistake for him right now. He should grow it to be, because he's got the blue at the homeworld. So either he moves it out at some point before DodoBirb gets a yellow to start moving some of those ships in, but I guess it's safe for a few turns.
Yeah. I don't know.
He needs to swap out one of those large blues for another large ship, a red or a yellow, since the greens are occupied by stars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but what about also the possibility of just trading? Oh wait, I just realized something else. Oh, I think that was a bad decision. I was just realizing though, Cappy could have built the other large blue in his homeworld, and that really would have been living it on the edge. But
it could have, yes. It's living on the edge because he didn't have enough striking distance to get there with his.
But now his blue monopoly is being threatened. So also DodoBirb's getting ready to build a large blue of his own. So yeah, I think it would be a good idea to trade out the small to prevent that from being built.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right that he could have grown the large blue last turn. But now, of course, DodoBirb's moved within striking distance, so he can't do that at the homeworld anymore.
You're like now, striking distance.
Yeah, he's striking distance as well as striking back at the large blue fleet, massing at star 5.
Okay, so he trades for a red.
But
okay.
He should have swapped the small one blue. And so he can't do that at the homeworld anymore.
You're like now, striking distance.
Yeah, he's striking distance as well as striking back at the large blue fleet, massing at star 5.
Okay, so he trades for a red.
But
okay.
He should have swapped the small one blue. And so he can't do that at the homeworld anymore.
You're like now, striking distance.
Yeah, he's striking distance as well as striking back. And Cappy's still in a situation that he'll get a catastrophe happens if he grabs that last large blue.
Man, I didn't know.
I think at this point, it's DodoBirb's redeciding to sacrifice the small green to grow the large blue at 7. So it's within... He could move them both in to his opponent's homeworld.
Yeah.
If he tries to slow roll that...
That would actually work. A slow roll.
The large ship first. If he goes in with the large ship first, grabs that last large blue. Because then he's threatening... He would threaten to capture away. I think at this point, it's Dodo capture first. So...
This is
at 7, so it's within.
This has become.
He could move them both in to his opponent's homeworld. So I think the real question would be is to move the small blue out of the homeworld system, threaten to put it at star 7, so that you move the small blue at 5 into star 7.
You can just move it directly into 7.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is that if the small star from the homeworld.
Yeah. This is...
Sorry. I had a little background noise. Okay, so let's see what he does. I mean, I'm hoping that Cappy decides to move the small blue into the 7 and threatens another, like star coming in from 5 to cause it as a catastrophe. It's still going to allow DodoBirb to grab that large blue and put it at star 3, though.
Yeah, but if he grabs that blue, then DodoBirb, or sorry, wait a second.
Cappy's north. So let's see.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
there it goes. Oh,
Okay.
so
Oh, so he's not doing it. So that means he might lose his blue star.
well, they don't have a He's going to lose the blue star because this is DodoBirb's his plan all along. He's going to move in the large 3 ship into the homeworld, threatening to capture away. And if he captures it, he just moves in the medium. There it goes. There goes the large blue. So yeah, he's threatening He's like, go ahead, take it. They're not going to last longer than a second. So
BattleNauts, I noticed you have on your on your website you have a glossary of Homeworlds terms. I just came up with a term for the situation where one side has like 2 stars but not a lot of ships, and the other side has only 1 star but they've got plenty of large ships. I would call that a David versus Goliath situation.
David and Goliath. Okay.
Now,
well, I'll think about that.
So
okay. So
a
big mistake there.
Big mistake. He tried to slow catastrophe the homeworld of his opponent, which never works because they can sacrifice a red to capture your red away. And it was a bad move. Cappy just lost his large red to DodoBirb's, homeworld, and now he's in a lot worse shape, and he's lost the momentum on that. He should have kept the red. If he was going to slow roll it, he had to have gotten yellow. See, he's just never got into the yellow game, and it's going to be, his downfall.
My computer's low on battery for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, they're chatting right now back and forth quite a bit, like, there was another mistake. Cappy, is, admitting that it's a critical blunder for him to have done at, a very, critical moment. But I don't think he had, like a very sunny outlook and, at this point. So I think he was grasping for straws, but DodoBirb's just keeping his cool under it, not making a blunder himself.
Well, wait, never mind, there's not. Some reason I was thinking there was more blues than there actually were.
So now here's a huge problem is the homeworlds are connected that that the green homeworld, if now DodoBirb's going to have to start growing into some green to be able to send over. There he goes. He grows the green. He's looking to send it right over into the other homeworld.
Yeah, but Cappy has a green ready to move in. If DodoBirb gets a second green, Cappy can cause a green catastrophe.
Yes, but you're going to see some movement out. I think what's going to happen is if he moves it to the large green world, he'll start growing some more green fleet. He just needs a yellow is the problem. I think at this point, what has to happen is DodoBirb. I think he needs to swap his perhaps his red 3 pip for a yellow 3 pip. Because then he can be ready to start moving a lot of ships at once. And if he moved in 2 green ships into the home world, well, now that he has a blue ready to go in, that's perfect. So I think here's Cappy. Oh, he kept. All right, here's the thing. DodoBirb should not have moved that ship there. It's too far away from the homeworld now. He should have gotten. I think he should have swapped his red 3 for a yellow to be able to move both the greens into the opponent's homeworld.
Oh, he's trying to strike from his own homeworld. Cappy is. Wait. Oh yeah. I forgot. I always forget DodoBirb's south this time. So looks like.
No, yeah. He would still be a step behind.
It's the third.
He's got too far a distance to grow, to go.
That's the third green. So Cappy's got to strike quickly if he's gonna. Oh, he's trying to. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work.
I think what's gonna happen is one of those greens is gonna move up to star 8. There it goes, going to star 8. And he's going to grow a second star there.
Yeah, here's the thing. Cappy could move his large blue into 8 and then start harassing the ships that are there.
Capture him away, absolutely. Because even if DodoBirb tries to move in his red ship, there's already a large ship up there, like a large red ship to start threatening it. He lost his chance, I think.
Man, this is like the match of lost chances.
Well, it's easy for us on the outside, I suppose, to see some of these, but when you're in it, sometimes it's hard to see. All right, that's dangerous.
Now here's something interesting. Cappy could. Oh, but the homeworlds are connected. I see. Cappy could sack his Y3. Cause a green catastrophe at DodoBirb's homeworld, and then it would have one other move. I'm not sure what you would do with it, but
yes, the problem is with that. Yes, but then if he had done that, he would have had 2 small ships in the homeworld. All DodoBirb would have had to have done from the south is send his large red ship into the homeworld, because his yellow large would have been gone, and then he could have captured by sacrificing his upper red 2. So he can't sacrifice his yellow. He cannot do it. He'd be open up to complete domination.
I think this is probably lost for Cappy. Although,
I think it's how quickly it happens.
Although, I mean, there's always that's the thing. There's always the chance that. DodoBirb could mess something up here.
Yes,
I don't understand what Cappy is planning. And there we go. He seems to think he needs more greens than he actually does.
No, DodoBirb's gonna get. The one thing is that he's gonna try to slow roll the greens in. What he needs is some yellow to be able to move in 2 at once. And then get that third chip in there.
Oh, is he trying? He's trying to factory build to get
a yellow.
Oh, yeah, he's
trying to get his yellow.
Yeah. But now he's hesitating. He's got 1 build action left, I think.
There it goes.
Hesitated on it, maybe because he realizes his red is going to blow up.
No, I think he's going to be okay. I don't think Cappy is going to be able to sacrifice that yellow at home. He just can't
he's got a second Y2 at system 5.
Yeah, at star 5, he sacrifices that yellow. The 2 small reds come in. Here they come. You're right. There it goes. There's big red's gone. But here it goes. Now it's
DodoBirb just has too much ready sac. Yeah, this is the
He moves 2 in. He would have to sacrifice his only red remaining to be able to get those 2 ships from
it's not even gonna matter because the 2. Yeah, the 2.
he can move in the third green chip from the homeworld straight in, and it's over. So yeah, they both
just said checkmate.
Yeah, it's definitely a checkmate.
So something a little funny here is that if Cappy had just one more blue ship,
right,
he'd be able to sacrifice his large yellow, move 3 blues into DodoBirb's home, and he would be eliminating himself at the same time that he eliminated his opponent, so it would be a draw. So he's one blue ship short of a draw.
Yeah. Yep. I think the big handicap was never having enough yellow for Cappy, because he had a lot of opportunities, but he's just never had movement, But there it is. Nicely done. Okay. Well, that's the cadet league, I believe, of our tournament. Like, this is one of our games of our cadet league. So their experience has been growing over the games. I've been watching, each of their games, and they're definitely getting more savvy from the very earliest steps when they had only a few games under their belt. So it was nice to see. I think there was definitely missed opportunities in a lot of locations, but it was fun to watch.
Well, Stevie, you're probably glad to see that DodoBirb is capable of losing a game. You and he were undefeated so far.
That's right.
That's the first
I'm glad
game that
to see it.
DodoBirb
Chink in the armor for DodoBirb.
Yeah,
that's good, because if I can keep a pace of pulling off all an Ender's move, I can I can definitely have an advantage there. So
yeah.
So this is good.
That's definitely. Well, those were quite some games.
Mm-hmm. And they're great to go through the archives and go looking at some of these games and watching like oh no, watching each move, it's just like, oh, there's a bad catastrophe about to happen. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad to have gotten to watch this live while they were doing it. This was great.
Yeah.
As long as I've got you here, we can take a look at the state of the tournament.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So here are the scores in our spreadsheet. I believe that they're working on updating the. Yep, they've they've already filled these in. So the scores are actually current as of just now. So down here in Cadet Division, DodoBirb has played 8 and has only won 7 now. So he's lost just that one.
Perfect.
So Stevie, you when you've played 2 more games, you'll have a chance to overtake DodoBirb for the lead.
Yeah. I mean, we both had a couple more games earlier until that person had to drop out. So it was, it's fine. We'll I'll do my best. Hopefully, this Tuesday, if anyone wants to drop in and watch, I'll do some success, and we'll see if I can try to keep within striking distance of DodoBirb.
So here on the calendar, I was really quite excited that you and DodoBirb were undefeated, and that if you continued to be undefeated, then we were set up for a very exciting finale, where you two would play each other in the very last week.
Of course, yeah.
So you need to drop one game in order to make this exciting again.
Well, although it's even if you do remain undefeated and DodoBirb ends up with 1 loss, it's still technically possible for you to lose twice.
Yes,
also true.
It's true.
That'll still be exciting.
Yes, absolutely. That's an absolute fact. It's still going to be a very exciting finale. And so, Jonathan, if you see that I've lost the game, obviously I must have thrown it to make it more exciting.
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, I was kind of thinking, like, I looked at the results at one point, and I was just thinking, like, it seemed like there were, like, too many 1v1s where the fact that you're playing 2 games, it seems like it was easy for, like, each person to win 1 game.
That's happening a lot more in the captains league
Yeah.
of the tournament because they're definitely like much more closely matched, and so that first turn like advantage is playing out a little bit more, I think. And I haven't actually been looking if it's actually been the person who moved first that's been winning more. That's a good statistic to look for.
It's been some of each. I don't have this set up really well to see at a glance. I want to change this this tab of the spreadsheet so that you can see that information more easily. But we can take a look at the. So Ajo and Felix, the person who went 1-1, but the person who went second won in each case.
Nice. That's definitely a good testament to how closely the players are matched, rather than the slight benefit of going, because I do like the second player being able to really space the galaxy they play in, the universe that they're playing in, I should say. I like that as a balancing for this game. It's really good. It's not like tic-tac-toe where, if you go first, you've got this huge advantage. We're either going to tie or, yeah. So
here, okay, so in my games with Trident, we also split 1-1. Second player won in each case. But
Nice.
Felix and Trident, they also split 1-1, but in their case, the player who moved first won each time. And let's see, D.L. Wilson and I, we had a draw in our first game, if I can find it. Here it is. So when he went first, we had a draw. When I went first, I won. TS52 and Ajo split it 1-1. Second player won in each case. Anyway, if people are interested, they can come check out this this spreadsheet. There will be there's a link in the description of this stream to my webpage about the whole tournament, and there is a link on that page to this spreadsheet, and you can come check out all the gory details here. I'm making all these beautiful tabs to have different ways to look at things, but I don't have one yet where you can really tell at a glance who beat whom, who went first. So, but it's on the list of things to do when I get a chance. This grid is going to be better looking, maybe by the end of the tournament, and hopefully by the next time we have one of these tournaments.
I look forward to it. I really want to encourage all the viewers, that are just getting into this. Definitely watch some more animation, some of the Looney Labs videos on how to play this game. It's quite entertaining. You can always watch Andy Looney talking about how much he loves this game, even though it's his friend who it was the designer. I think it's a fantastic abstract, strategy game that really has some real think to it. It really depends on, each player can take it to a deeper level. So I really like this game. And if you're interested in getting in more about it, definitely research that and see, and then rewatch this, and you'll probably understand a little bit more terms we threw out quickly when the action was flying by.
I noticed for some reason the Homeworlds theater thing, they stopped that 3 years ago.
Yes, that's a shame because that was really great. I can tell that was when they were hoping to, give a little bit more of momentum to the game, and I think it was a fantastic choice for them to doing that. I really wish I would see more of those, but I mean, they have so many products to deal with, and how many new games they're coming out with that I can totally understand why they haven't revisited that, because there's so much options for them to look for and delve into these games, and it's a nice size amount of videos that they have already, and I can see why they don't want to dominate only on this one game when they have so many other games they can talk about.
No, it's a lot of work for them.
Yeah.
But they're absolutely fantastically in entertainment to watch Andy just go over and love how much and his character is great to watch when he talks about this game.
Well, have you got anything else to say? I think we're about ready to wrap up the stream. I had a great time with this. I have learned a thing or two about how to do the stream, and I will look over the result to see if there are things that I can improve, and maybe next time I'll do a commentary and find out just how bad I am at it. I think you guys did a great job. I was really impressed, really pleased.
I was a little nervous at first, but
I feel like I overlooked a few like ships where I started thinking about like what the strategy might be, but I'm like, of course it was a bad strategy. After I looked after a few like extra seconds at looking at the board, I'm like, oh, yeah, you can't do that. No.
yeah, that's a tricky thing about commentating on live games is that you have to go at the pace of the game. I mean, with the Homeworlds theaters, it's like they get to spend as much time as they want, and then they just draw the next card when it's
Analyze move by move. Yep.
And there are times when I'm watching the Homeworlds Live Theater bit where I'm like, but this, you know, and they're like overlooking some little detail. But what about this move?
But of course, there's probably someone that's going to be saying that about us.
Oh, absolutely. I'm certain of it. There were many times where we were focused on some aspect because we were drawn into the game, where they're seeing
Analyze
like,
move
oh,
by
but
move.
there's a great setup they should be heading for. They should be, you know, dominating this color, and that's difference of play. And it's wonderful playing in this tournament, playing so many different players and styles that it's really fun to kind of get a variety. And I don't know. I think this is fantastic. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for this.
Yeah, I had a great time, and it was really easy to just sit back and listen and just pipe up when I saw something important that I thought I was worried you would overlook, and so this was actually this seemed pretty easy.
Right on the key. Yeah, you were absolutely right about that last point of moving the green over to another star. That would have been perfect for. And it didn't matter.
It was a little
ultimately.
red ship.
Oh, it was a red ship. I'm sorry. You're right. The red ship. Yeah, because they needed to come in with the red catastrophe.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Yes. But yeah, if you went over to another star for striking distance, it would have definitely been protective against the. But it didn't matter. He was in a winning position, and DodoBirb got that extra blue attack coming in. It didn't really matter.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else important, I will go ahead and shut down the stream. And
I think
I look forward to doing this again.
I think it's good. Thanks for letting me do this. And yeah.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody who's been watching. We got up to 8 viewers for a while, and considering that this link was only shared with about a dozen people, that's an excellent percentage.
Absolutely. We know our audience.
Well, thank you all, and good night.
You too. Good night. Thank you for this.
Okay.